The United States did not just build tanks. It built machines that rewrote the rules of land warfare. From the muddy battlefields of World War I to the deserts of the Middle East, some were forgotten, some were feared, and some changed everything. M2 light tank. Built in 1935 as America's first modern light tank, it served briefly in the Pacific before the war made it obsolete. M3 Stuart. Nimble and reliable, this light tank saw action across 3 continents and earned the trust of Allied crews. M5 Stuart. A refined version powered by twin Cadillac engines, it became a staple of reconnaissance operations throughout the war. M22 Locust. Designed to be carried inside a glider and dropped behind enemy lines, it was the only purpose-built American airborne tank of World War II. Mi-24 Chaffee. One of the finest light tanks of World War II, fast and well-armed, it arrived late but immediately proved itself. If you enjoy military history content like this, consider subscribing so you never miss a future video. M41 Walker Bulldog. A post-war light tank built for the Cold War threat. It served dozens of nations and remained in active combat use for decades. Mi-551 Sheridan. Air-droppable and armed with a missile-launching gun. It was a bold Cold War experiment that saw real combat in Vietnam and Panama. T-92 light tank. A radical low-profile design from the 1950s, it was one of the most unusual American tank concepts that never reached production. M8 Armored Gun System. A 1990s attempt to bring back the light tank. It was cancelled before fielding, despite showing genuine promise. M10 Booker, the newest American light tank, finally fielded in the 2020s to give infantry brigades direct fire support they had long lacked. M2 Medium Tank, an early American effort to field a true medium tank. It was already outdated by the time war broke out. M3 Lee, a compromise design born from urgency, it placed its main gun in a hull sponson and still made a real difference in North Africa. M4 Sherman, the most produced American tank of World War II, it fought on every front and became the symbol of Allied armored power. M4 A3E8 Sherman, the definitive late-war Sherman, known as the Easy 8. It brought a smoother ride and better gun performance. M4 A3E2 Jumbo, a heavily up-armored assault Sherman built to punch through German defenses. It absorbed punishment that would have destroyed standard tanks. T-20 Medium Tank, a promising experimental design meant to replace the Sherman. It generated several development lines, but never entered full production. M26 Pershing, America's answer to the Tiger and Panther. It arrived near the end of the war, but proved American engineers could match any threat. M46 Patton, a post-war evolution of the Pershing. It modernized American medium tank capability and served through the Korean War. M47 Patton, a transitional design combining a new turret with an older hull. It was quickly replaced at home, but served many Allied nations. M48 Patton, a fully American post-war medium tank design. It served in Vietnam, the Middle East, and with dozens of NATO allies. M6 Heavy Tank, America's first serious heavy tank. It was powerful on paper, but too heavy for most bridges and too slow for war. T-29 Heavy Tank, a massive post-war experimental design armed with a 105mm gun. It explored the upper limits of American armor. T-30 Heavy Tank, a variant of the T-29 fitted with a 155mm gun. It was one of the most heavily armed American tank prototypes ever built. T-34 Heavy Tank, an American experimental vehicle testing a 120mm gun on a heavy hull. It fed directly into Cold War armored thinking. At 43 Heavy Tank, a 1950s American heavy tank project that competed against what would become the M103, ultimately losing out. M103 Heavy Tank, the only American heavy tank to enter mass production after World War II. It served the Marines with a powerful 120mm gun. T-1 Heavy Tank, an early World War II prototype that explored multi-turret configurations before American doctrine moved away entirely. T-14 Assault Tank, a joint American-British project to create a heavily armored infantry support tank. It was tested but never produced. T-28 Super Heavy tank, so heavy it shed its outer tracks for road travel. This 95-ton monster was designed to breach the Siegfried Line. T-57 Heavy tank, a 1950s experimental design featuring an autoloader and a 120mm gun in a distinctive oscillating turret. M60, America's standard main battle tank through the Cold War's most tense decades. It served in the Middle East and with dozens of Allied armies. M60-A1, an improved variant with a new turret and better ballistic protection. It became the most widely produced M60. M60-A2 Starship, armed with a 152mm missile launching gun. It was nicknamed Starship by crews who compared its complex interior to the USS Enterprise. M60-A3, the definitive M60 variant, fitted with a laser rangefinder and improved fire control. It remained competitive into the 1980s. XM-1, the prototype that became the Abrams, it competed against a German design and won, setting the direction for American armored power. M1 Abrams, combining composite armor, a turbine engine, and devastating firepower. It became arguably the most capable main battle tank ever built. M1A1 Abrams, the upgraded variant featuring a 120mm smoothbore gun. It proved itself decisively during Operation Desert Storm. M1A2 Abrams, a further evolution with improved commander's optics and digital systems. It kept the Abrams competitive on the modern battlefield. M1A2 September. The system's enhancement package brought digital architecture and improved situational awareness to the Abrams family. M1A2 SEPV3, the latest production standard, incorporating active protection systems, improved power management, and upgraded armor. M4A1DD Sherman, fitted with a flotation screen and propellers. The duplex-drive Sherman was designed to swim ashore and support infantry from the waterline. LVTA-1, the first armed amphibious tracked vehicle fielded in large numbers. It brought fire support directly onto Pacific Island beaches. LVTA-4, mounting a 75mm howitzer, it gave Marine assault waves direct artillery support without waiting for conventional guns to come ashore. LVTA-5, the final armed amphibious variant of the World War II series. It upgraded the fire control system and served into the post-war years. M4 HSAS, a specially waterproofed Sherman prepared for the Normandy landings. Many were lost to rough seas before reaching the beach. LVT-3 Bushmaster, a cargo-oriented amphibious vehicle that transported Marines across open water during the final island campaigns. LVTP-7, the Cold War generation amphibious assault vehicle. It carried Marines from ship to shore and formed the backbone of American amphibious doctrine. EAAV, the Enhanced Assault Amphibious Vehicle, an upgraded AAV-7A1, fitted with a remote weapons station and improved survivability package. M22 Locust, designed specifically for glider delivery behind enemy lines. It carried a 37mm gun and was purpose-built for airborne insertion. M551 Sheridan, airdropped by parachute with its crew inside. It gave the 82nd Airborne Division an armored punch no other paratroop force could match. Which of these airborne systems surprised you most? Let us know in the comments. Leave a like and subscribe for more military history content. XM-8 Armored Gun System, designed to be air transportable in a C-130, it would have given rapid deployment forces immediate fire support anywhere. M8 Ridgeway, a proposed light tank intended to restore heavy firepower to airborne formations that had gone without direct fire support. T-49, an experimental 1950s vehicle combining anti-aircraft missiles with a conventional gun. It explored multi-role airborne armored capability. M113 ACAV, the Armored Cavalry Assault Vehicle configuration gave airmobile forces a mobile protected weapons platform during the Vietnam War. XM1202, a future combat system prototype designed for strategic air transport. It represented America's most ambitious light-armored concept. A GS demonstrator, an early technology demonstrator for the Armored Gun System program, it validated the concept of a C-130 transportable direct fire vehicle. M10 Booker. Designed with air transport compatibility as a core requirement, it can be moved by C-17 aircraft to deliver direct fire support anywhere. T-1A1, an early American heavy tank experiment that tested multi-turret layout concepts before doctrine moved toward single-turret designs. T-23 medium tank. Featuring an electric drive transmission, it influenced the development of the M26 Pershing and pointed toward future tank architecture. T-25 medium tank, a transitional prototype between the Sherman and the Pershing, it tested components that would define American medium tank design. T-54E1, an experimental variant testing an oscillating turret and autoloader, it borrowed European concepts to explore automation in tank gunnery. T-69 medium tank, a Cold War experimental vehicle testing a 90mm smoothbore gun, it showed American interest in defeating new Soviet armor. XM-803, a joint American-German main battle tank project canceled for cost. Its technology fed directly into what became the M1 Abrams. T-95 medium tank, one of the most advanced American tank concepts of the 1950s. Its oscillating turret and compact profile made it unlike any contemporary. M1 TTB, the tank test bed, placed the crew in the hull with an unmanned turret, anticipating designs that engineers are still exploring today. XM-1202 Mounted Combat System, the armored fighting vehicle of the Future Combat Systems program, it was canceled in 2009 despite a genuine leap in design. T-77 medium tank, a 1940s experimental medium tank testing an auto-loading mechanism, it pointed toward automation concepts that would take decades to mature.